Hey, what's up? We got your PSA. I'm about to let you know we got something going on right here. So, basically, we got an opinion right here that I think really sums up. It's a good point. It's a good read. Watch, look, opinion. When a conversation gets you killed, we've lost the plot. So, right here, this is by Aaron Buck Burnett. So, let's go through and read it. Let me say this as plainly as I can. Oh, I can listen to it? No, I can't. Let me say this as plainly as I can. We're in trouble. On Wednesday, Charlie Kirk was assassinated during a Q&A session at a university campus in Utah. Let that sink in. A political commentator was killed, not in a war zone, not during a riot, but while speaking into a microphone and answering questions from people who disagreed with him. He wasn't inciting violence. He wasn't calling for blood. He was doing exactly what we say we want to do. Talking, debating, showing up in person to engage face to face with folks who don't see the world the way he does. And for that, someone killed him. Okay, so this dude, yeah, he went over to talk to people and they killed him. This isn't about whether you like Charlie Kirk. That's irrelevant. Agree with him, disagree with him. Hell, think he's dead wrong on every issue. Fine. That's your right. But when we get to the point where people are gunned down for a crime of having an opinion, we've crossed the line we might not come back from. It's listen, it's because I don't want to go on from there because I understand, but this is why I need to start and you need to start and everyone needs to start speaking up more and keeping the conversation alive because we do not want this conversation to die. We do not want to stop being able to talk to each other. We've become a culture where disagreement is treated as violence and actual violence is justified as some kind of moral response. People who walk around like they're righteous vigilantes because someone dared challenge their worldview. We've allowed emotional fragility to masquerade as courage and confusion. Wait. Oh, sorry. We've allowed emotional fragility to masquerade as courage and confusion to parade as justice. What happened to us? This country was built on the idea that we can argue, protest, debate, and even offend each other without fearing for our lives. Yeah, right? We're supposed to be able to talk to each other. That's literally the backbone of everything. That like we're a country where you can talk to each other. We're above getting in. I don't listen. We have the First Amendment for a reason. Yeah, we have the First Amendment. You're allowed to say things. You don't get to kill somebody because they said something you didn't like. That's not activism. That's terrorism. Boom, right there, right there. If you kill people for saying things you don't like, that's not activism, that's terrorism. Take the people who cheer this kind of thing, and yes, there are some, and drop them in Syria or Russia or China. In those countries, you don't even need a reason. You say the wrong thing about the government, you vanish. You criticize the wrong leader, you wind up in a prison cell or a body bag. Over there, people dream of having freedoms we're squandering here. Maybe I'm being too loud. Listen, there are people asleep. Let me. It's because it's midnight and I need to talk about this stuff, but I'm not going to stop. Listen, we're here. A nation so spoiled by liberty that some now you see free speech as a threat and silencing others by force as noble. You know what? I do have people here and I need to be quiet. Let me do something. It's because I don't have a soundproof room. I don't have things in order. But ever since this happened, I feel the need to do things, to actually do my part. So, what I'm gonna do is talk quietly
Well, I get a blanket that I can put over my head and computer and everything, and I am going to do it like that. So, if you will excuse me, I would edit this out, but that would involve staying awake for another hour, and I don't have an hour. So all this is show. This is show. Show is fine. Show is fine. We will survive. Okay. I think that helped a bit with the soundproofing. Okay. I hope my audio doesn't sound like trash. It probably does. Listen. Now I'm here. Listen. Charlie Kirk showed up. He brought his voice, not a weapon. He came to speak to people. He opened the floor to questions. He didn't demand silence or compliance. He doesn't just sit there and tell people that they're wrong and nobody can challenge him. No, you're allowed to say things back to him. He didn't shout down the opposition. He leaned in, welcomed the challenge, and gave the people a shot at changing his mind. He died doing what more of us should be doing. Talking across the aisle, instead of screaming across it. The guy who shot him could have went and talked to him about anything he wanted. Right there. It would have been on TV. He would have been able to get his point across. But he did not. He did not choose that route. Right? What happened on Wednesday isn't just a tragedy. It's a warning. We've reached a place where many Americans now view their political opponents as not wrong, but as evil. Not as misinformed, but as dangerous. And once you convince yourself that a person across from you is dangerous, then anything becomes justified, including murder. There's so many people justifying and celebrating this because this guy who went and talked to people and said things that they didn't like, they're just like okay with it for some reason. This isn't how democracy survive. This is how they collapse. Not with a bang, but with a slow cultural rot. With censorship disguised as safety. With cowardice disguised as conviction. With bullets replacing ballots. And if we don't turn this ship around, and soon, we're going to find ourselves in a country that no longer resembles anything close to the America we inherited. And worse, our kids won't know the difference. They'll grow up thinking this is normal, that if someone disagrees with you, you destroy them. Not in the comment section, not on a ballot, but in real life. And that should scare the hell out of us. Listen, that it does scare me because there are people who are saying that this is just fine. And who's next? If this guy who just was speaking, there are a lot worse people. If you think that he was okay to get assassinated, there are a lot worse people. You know? Is that just supposed to just start happening? We need to relearn how to live with disagreement. We need to stop idolizing outrage and start rebuilding mutual respect. Even when, especially when, we don't see eye to eye. Because without that, we're not a country. We're just a powder keg with a flag on it. Charlie Kirk should be alive today. Not because he was right about everything, but because this is supposed to be a country where you don't get executed for speaking your mind. If we've lost that, we've lost the whole damn thing. This is powerful. And this is true. This is very true. He was in the middle of a tour to go around to different colleges and speak to people. Yeah. This is a good man. And I hope the people, with all the hate in their hearts, can get over that. And hate is very hard on the mind and body. So I hope that these people can learn to let go. And I hope you guys can be safe. Peace.